Like I said, I hate doing intros, so let's just start. First of all, I burned a glut of diesel. I then made a flare stack and used it to burn my oh so valuable petroleum gas, because it was clogging up my system. After that I made another chemical plant to make asphalt from bitumen. I then used that asphalt to make faster walkways in my base. I also made a minuscule amount of dash. I then made some counterfeit keys to open the safes, but the reward was not worth it. I found this glitched max HP zombie, but this doesn't seem to be a HBM's nuclear tech mod bug, but instead a vanilla or a forge bug, because I have already seen this on 1.15.5. I then made some nuclear explosives. I then used a very complicated process to extract tantalum out of coltan. Just to make some capacitor boards. After that I made some circuits of every tier. I then used all this to make a warhead, a fuel thing, and a thruster to make a tectonic missile. From there I only needed to make a target designator, place down the launch pad, put everything inside and shoot the missile. But it was way faster than me, sadly. You may ask what I needed a volcano for, and the answer is pretty simple. I wanted to get fluorite. Just kidding, I made it for the volcanic gems. I used the gems to make the molten pickaxe, which is a complete upgrade of my current pickaxe. And can mine up to 125 blocks at once. I then fractioned the industrial oil, burned the heating oil, and burned some more kerosene. Later that night the diesel generator did something funny. I also went back to the pyramid to mine some more concrete and ancient scrap metal. I then used that concrete to make an industrial solidification machine to solidify lubricant into paraffin wax. After that I made some technetium steel from technetium, which I got from centrifuging depleted fuel, made some steel cast plates and used that to make a catalytic reformer. But I forgot that I needed a catalyst, so I couldn't use it yet. I then upgraded my storage again and found another funny zombie. While mining for clay I found this meteorite, which had immense amounts of treasure blocks inside. I needed to go back multiple times to bring back everything with me. I then made a player decontaminator, which removes my radiation very slowly, so I made 3 more to get rid of it faster. After that I made a dash drill bit and a large mining drill and searched for a bedrock copper ore. I then upgraded my energy storage once again, made some cable drums and poles, and did something like this all the way to the drill site. I then placed everything down and activated the drill. I also placed down another energy storage to monitor the energy. The drill now generates 3 copper, which is extra cool because I now don't need to do that much manual labor. In the hole the drill drilled I also found some borax ore. I made some power saving upgrades and placed down an iron chest to automate the output. I then upgraded 2 of them to tier 2 and 3. I put those in the mining drill to save 75% power. After that I mined some asbestos and sulfur ore and dipped my balls into sulfuric acid a bit too hard. I then made some dash shredder blades and some centrifuges. After that I mined some hematite, crushed some borax ore, made more flux, threw stuff over the wall and made iron. After that I made 2 ore acidizers, one infinite water tank, and 2 chemical plants. I then went to my miner and placed down everything as shown here. And piped everything up with hydrogen peroxide. And of course, don't forget to put in the filters. I then made another drill bit, mined some steel, and some concrete. I then made 2 new ore acidizers and another shredder. This time I was smart and used mining charges to get rid of the depth rock. I then marked the position of the iron ore with a waypoint to see it better from the surface. I then built almost the same thing as I did for copper. And don't forget to set the filters here either. After that I centrifuged some slag and realized that it only inputs in one half of the chest, so I needed to replace it. By the way, if you build my bedrock ore processing lane, sucks to be you, because it's heavily bottlenecked at the second ore acidizer. I got some carpal tunnel from making plates without an auto clicker and made 8 more steam turbines. I also made some tasty asbestos concrete and used it to make RBMK structural columns. I then made 2 steam channels and 5 fuel rods. I then upgraded my blast furnaces using blast furnace extensions to make neutron deflectors faster, to make RBMK tungsten carbide neutron reflectors. After that I made RBMK cover panels, a tank and a cooling tower. The analytics of the last video showed me that you aren't really interested in the time lapses, so I'm just going to tell you what I built. I made a 2 meter thick concrete brick wall, a dense stone floor and an asphalt bridge. Some people also seem to use my videos as a tutorial, so I'm going to tell you exactly how I built my RBMK reactor. First of all, I put down 1 RBMK fuel rod and surrounded it by 4 more. I then put steam channels on opposite edges and encased it completely in RBMK tungsten carbide neutron reflectors. If you done it correctly, it should look something like this, and of course don't forget to put the cover panels on it, except if you want to get testicular cancer. I then placed down the tank and filled it with infinite water. And if you are doing this at home, first of all don't, and second of all connect the water to both steam channels. Set both steam channels to ultra dense steam and make sure that you have an output on top. I also covered it with a 2 meter thick roof of concrete bricks, just to be sure. I then made this absolute horrendous looking turbine setup, which may be too much, but better safe than sorry. I then pipe them up and set the filters, and if you don't do it or do it incorrectly, the reactor will explode. Also, to extract energy, put cables at the back. I then encased the second floor in a 1 meter thick stone brick wall. After that I put a cooling tower on top of the roof and piped it up with water and low pressure steam. After that I made 5 empty fuel rods, 4 thorium fuel rods which I made from thorium and the uranium isotope which I got from centrifuging depleted thorium fuel, and 1 radium beryllium neutron source. I then put the thorium fuel rods in the outer RBMK fuel rods and a radium-beryllium neutron source in the middle. After that I took out my infinite water tank, because if I wouldn't have done it, my reactor would have exploded. This reactor almost makes me 600k Ag per second, even though my Cernox reactor is offline and all my other machines are running. Anyways, remember to like and subscribe, and please join my Discord in the video description, or a tectonic missile will be approaching your location rapidly.